reviewing this particular law until this is passed. Mr. Anyimadu-Antwi, that if you go back to Suleiman Abrahama's point, for example, around the KPMG report, which obviously had to do with the SML investigations, that the audit that was done by KPMG that went to the president, he makes the point. The presidency said the information they were requesting was exempt because, of course, the law says if it's gone to the presidency or the vice president, it's exempt. But he makes a very important point about, the president has already put out their opinion on the matter. They've actually communicated aspects of this already. And so it ceases to be within the exempt territory. There's a sense that one of the challenges this faces possible abuse of the exempt clauses in the provision. What's your take on that?
Right. Thank you very much, and good evening to your cherished listeners. First, you asked a question earlier on. I think that I would have to say that so far, so good.
Okay.
That the implementation has started well. The commissioners, the RTI Commission has been very vigilant in meeting institutions and putting the institutions on their toes. And I think I even had an opportunity to discuss with the chief executive that sometimes when you start something like this, you need to warn people. People are getting used to it for the first time. You know how long they stayed in Parliament. All throughout, when I had been a parliamentarian, it was a bill until it became a law 5 years ago. So people, even the implementation, were wondering in Parliament how it would go. And then even where the office, which office was going to be responsible. But finally, we are here and ongoing. The exemption part of it was necessary because as a state, we cannot just give any information to the public or put it out there. In as much as we agree that the public would need some kind of information, it cannot be absolute. The information cannot be absolute. For instance, if it has to do with the presidency, if it has, as you had rightly said, with the vice presidency and whatnot. But I'll give you one example which came up. I am the chairman of the Fire Service Council, the Ghana National Fire Service Council. Somebody asked a question, and the information the person wanted was how many fire tenders were with the service. And we discussed this at the board, and we thought that for someone to say that, let me have this information, what are you going to use this for?
But is that a question that you should be asking? Isn't it your job to just give?
It's getting closer to some privileged information which must be exempt. For instance, if this information gets out there, how can you tell whether another person is going to attack the country because the person sees that, okay, the fire tenders we have, for instance, all throughout the country, only 50 is in the country, and that we don't have one in the north, we don't have one at the upper east, upper west, which might be the easy way or easy target. So we were thinking that this must be part of the exempt information. So the exemptions is very necessary. And if any person says that this is exempt, and the
information in that specific example, what you put forth right now is not exempt, right? It's not under national security.
It's not.
Yes.
But I see. You see, we had done the law. It's not absolute. Probably we haven't touched everywhere. But the law is on the side of the commission. The law we might even have an oversight. For instance, if somebody should ask the question, how many men do we have at the north? You realize that quite recently, men, so far as police is concerned, so far as military is concerned, security-wise, but the security I know is exempted. So somebody comes out of a question, how many men have been stationed within the north and whatnot? There are gray areas.
Let's try and give the people the right education about the terms.
So